up or ship out is the message President Uhuru Kenyatta is sending to CORD leader Raila Odinga in regard to solving the land issues at the coast. The president was speaking during the issuance of title deeds to landowners in Taita Taveta and Kwale counties. Betty Kialo with the details.
President Uhuru Kenyatta made his first stop in Kwale County, where residents turned up in large numbers for the historic exercise. One by one, they received their certificates, which many had been waiting for decades.
Tumengojea kwa muda mrefu sana. Kwa muda wa miaka 10. Lakini sasa tuna matumaini tunapata.
Hamkutupatia kura.
However, during the exercise, political rhetoric found its way in, with criticism of CORD leader Raila Odinga for politicizing the land issue.
Tunafanya kazi hiyo, kuna wengine ambao wanataka kuingiza siasa. Wakisema sijui kazi hii hatutakikani kuifanya, kazi hii ni ya karani. Mimi nimezoea, nimeitwa mpishi, nimeitwa karani, najiuliza si hii yote ni makazi ambayo inafanywa na Wakenya?
Hii kazi ni ya makarani, lakini itapatia hawa watu hati miliki. Kazi hiyo ufanye, sisi tukusaidia. Wengine watakuwa messenger, wengine watakuwa kazi nyingine kidogo kidogo, mpaka kazi hii ifanyike, wananchi wawe na hati miliki.
These were the unforgiving responses that the president and his deputy had for Raila Odinga in regard to remarks he made yesterday in Bungoma County.
Kazi ya ardhi sasa tumeweka chini ya halmashauri inaitwa National Land Commission. Tulitoa kwa mkono ya rais.
There have been varied reactions to Uhuru's move to dish out title deeds, and as much as it's viewed as a noble initiative, pundits debate on just how effective it will be in addressing historical land injustices at the coast and the country at large. Landowners at the coast also have different views, with a number saying they are not trusting that the title deeds will indeed accord them ownership of their pieces of land.
Sasa leo tumekuja kupewa title deed, hatujahusishwa na mtu yote.
As the success of the issuance of title deeds hangs in the balance, Taita Taveta County remains a big shot for Uhuru Kenyatta, especially after his admission during the presidential debate that his family owns up to 30,000 acres of land in the county, where hundreds, if not thousands of families live as squatters.
We do own land in Taita Taveta. We own 30,000 acres as a family in Taita Taveta.
The land question was a weak link in the Jubilee campaigns early 2013, and with dishing out of the 60,000 title deeds, analysts say it may boost Jubilee's political lifeline for the future. Betty Kialo, KTN.
Thank you very much for that, Betty Kialo. And indeed, the president has spent quite a bit of time in the coastal region dishing out those title deeds. And we want to join up now with our senior coast reporter, Ferdinand Omondi, who joins us on telephone. Ferdy, a very good evening to you. If you can hear me, thank you very much for staying with us. Now, the president has been there, and we have seen quite a bit of rhetoric between the leaders from both sides of the political divide. But most importantly, what do the people on the ground feel about this whole issue? Ferdy?
Well, good evening, everyone. Well, the response here in the coast region has also been as varied as it has been in the political circles. There are a lot of people, especially those who have received their titles, who feel this is a step forward for them. They've been labeled as squatters in their own country for hundreds of years, for so many years, at least 50 years, at least since independence. Some of them say this goes back to the days of Vasco da Gama, if you will. But right now, we have now the descendants, those people who are born and bred in places where they had pieces of land on which they were tenants paying rates every year, finally owning title deeds, which now the president says shall not provide them with that the economic emancipation, allow them to not do deeds like probably construct permanent housing or get loans to develop, and so there are relations everywhere for them. There's another school of thought that says this has not been thought out well. Remember, the adjudication has not yet been done by the National Land Commission, and there are fears even among those who received title deeds that perhaps this disputes could come out in the future. Remember that President Kibaki once came to deliver title deeds here. They were contested. Lands Minister James Orengo also dished out title deeds. They were contested, and someone say, hey, before this is finally accepted by a bank, I will fully not believe that this is a valid title deed. Yvonne.
Indeed, thank you very much for that, Ferdinand. And the president has been there for a while. How much longer is he expected to be there? Which are some of the areas he's yet to visit?
Well, he has already visited six counties here in the Coast Region, all six, and been able to give the 60,000 title deeds, apart from Tana River County, where there was a huge dispute as to why only one section of a community of people, as the leaders were saying, were receiving their title deeds. And this just shows you the depth of the controversy that these matters can bring up, and perhaps that's why some pundits have reservations over the manner in which this is being handled, because historical injustices have not yet been addressed. And there's also a possibility that some of these title deeds which are being given out perhaps will be contested in the future by other purported landowners. So that is still another matter that they'll have to look at in the future. Tomorrow, though, before that also the president was in Mombasa launching Bath 19, which expected also to boost the port of Mombasa in terms of trade. And tomorrow is also scheduled to meet head teachers who are meeting at a delegates conference in Mombasa. And as far as I know, that will be his last detail in the diary in the week-long schedule before perhaps going back to Nairobi for other duties. Yvonne.
All right, thank you very much for that. Ferdinand Omondi, who is our senior coast reporter, giving us the details on the president's tour of the coastal region and indeed where he is going to go next.